Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I am Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative aims to help you with your civil services answer writing practice. Answer writing demands daily practice. It is a skill that has to be polished on a daily basis. So here we brought Seize the Mains for you. The model functions like that from Monday to Saturday every 9 p.m. We bring out to you a question from current affairs, question with regards to UPSC Civil Services mains. So all the GS papers, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, they get covered here or on a rotation basis on Seize the Mains initiative. And these questions, they are strictly with regards to current affairs. Only the topics which are floating in current affairs and which are important from your mains point of view, they get covered on Seize the Mains. Also, the content that we discuss here, for example, we'll be discussing one question, one sample question and a model answer for that. That gets updated on our website, which is rajisacademy.com. Not only this, just visit our website, go to the mains answer writing section. That is the section that we have allocated to Seize the Mains. And not just that, under each and every question with the model answer, you also see a comment section which reads start the discussion. So in start the discussion area, what you can do is, if you have written an answer from your side after learning from us, take pictures of that answer and post it in the comment section here. Post those pictures in the comment section, and our team experts, they evaluate your answer and give their feedback on that answer in the next few days. And this is entirely free of cost initiative. You do not have to pay anything. You just have to stay dedicated, watch our videos, visit the website and post your answers for improvement in answer writing. So yes, let's see what is the topic. See, on our channel itself, a detailed analysis of annual survey of education report or ASER survey that was brought in. So a question has been framed with regards to that, just analyzing the report, what is the report about. So this is going to be very simple if you've watched that video. If you haven't done it yet, just go to the video section and look for annual survey of education report. So the question for day 172, we have successfully discussed 171 questions on Seize the Mains till date. The question is, bring out the methodology followed in Annual Survey of Education Report 2022. Briefly analyze the various observations of ASER survey and answer in 250 words. See, this is a very straightforward question, a little on the technical side, because basically the examiner is trying to ask you that do you know how ASER survey is carried out, that not all the children are surveyed or interviewed or tested, or which are the areas, rural areas, urban areas, what is covered in ASER survey. So methodology part would cover that, and briefly analyze the various observations of ASER survey. See, this report has been brought out after 4 years. It was continuous from 2005 to 2014. Then after completing 10 years, they stopped for 1 year. Then again in 2018, it was brought up. And after 2018, we had 2 years, 2.5 years of the COVID-19 pandemic also. So during the pandemic, education or school education was impacted a lot. So that's why ASER report this year is very important. It is of paramount importance because, on scale, this report tells us the learning level of children, of school going children, basically. So everything would be covered here. Let's see what is going to be the structure of our answer. See, whenever you begin an answer, just do not directly jump on to answering it. Talk about what is being mentioned in the question. So since here we are talking about the ASER report, so obviously, talk about its importance, talk about what is different with ASER report that, which is not present in any other reports, or who releases it and how frequently is it released. Then talk about the first part of the question, that bring out the methodology followed in ASER 2022. So methodology part is going to be very simple. If you have read the methodology once, if you're going through the newspaper articles, if you're not aware about the methodology and if you want to study about that in detail, go to the frequently asked questions FAQ section of the ASER Center website. They'll answer all your questions. That will bring a lot of clarity to your concepts. Then briefly analyze the various observations of ASER survey. Just keep a note that when they're asking you to analyze the various observations, you just do not have to give data there. You also have to analyze things. How are they important for the country? How has data changed with regards to previous years, and how what was expected and what has come out to be, and if something has gone down or if the other parameter has gone up, what does it reflect? So answer in 250 words. So I'm very sure that this answer can be completed within 250 words. So let's write an introduction. Let's talk about Pratham Foundation that releases ASER report. We'll briefly mention it. So the annual survey of education report survey, ASER survey, is carried out by Pratham Foundation, and it generates estimates of schooling and basic learning levels for all children in rural India. See, rural India is something to be highlighted here because the report is not released for urban areas in the age group of 5 to 16 years. 5 to 16 years, basically your elementary education according to Right to Education, RTE, that is from that starts from 6 to 14 years, 6 years to 14 years of age. That is the age of elementary education in India. But the Pratham Foundation, basically ASER Center, it carries out all the estimates of schooling and basic learning level for children between 5 to 16 years of age, because yes, it is estimated that somebody who's less than 6 years might enter school, or let's say somebody who's more than 14 years of age might stay in school for some time. So this includes children enrolled in different types of schools. So your all schools get covered here. How they get covered, we'll see. Government schools, private schools, and other kinds of religious establishments, all schools they get covered here, as well as children currently not in school. So if there are some children who are not going to any other school, they are also covered. So if you see these first two lines, you've already told what does ASER stand for. You've talked about Pratham Foundation, and you've talked about the basic details of the report. What is the age group of children, which children, rural, urban, which ones are covered, and school going children, non-school going children, all of them are covered. So basically all the details with regards to ASER report have been given here. Then highlighting its importance, highlighting the importance of ASER, and after that we'll talk about the methodology of ASER. So ASER remains the only annual source of data on children's learning outcomes available on scale in India, means available on a large scale and available in terms of learning outcomes. If there are any other reports floating around, they assess children on the basis of grades that they receive. But ASER actually tests them on the basis of arithmetic and reading skills, that is your basic learning outcomes, and they carry out their own tests. So they do not rely on school grades or anything else. It is also the only large scale assessment that focuses on children's foundational skills, that is your basic arithmetic and reading. So that is all about ASER report. More than this, information more than this is not required, because then you need to save content for your body paragraphs also. So moving on to your body paragraph 1 and talking about the methodology of the report. So talk about the methodology followed in 2022. So just talk about that not all children have been covered. So there is a polished way to write that. Just talk about how many villages have been covered. So ASER 2022 reached almost 7 lakh children in over 19,000 villages, over 616 districts. Even if you do not remember the exact data, just talk about that every 1 out of 4 village gets covered in the selected, in all the states of the country, and few households are covered, and then extrapolation of that data is carried out. So and generated district, state and national level data that is available to us in the annual report that ASER brings to us. So that much information is enough when you talk about ASER 2022. Then secondly, unlike most other large scale learning assessments, ASER is a household based survey rather than school based survey. So ASER does not go to the schools to assess children, it actually goes to the houses to figure out children, to test them, to carry out oral tests and to ask them whether they are enrolled in any school or not. So that way when they reach out to the houses, there are children who are absent from the school on that particular day, there are children who have dropped out of school, and there are also children who have never enrolled themselves in school. So all the children, irrespective of the schooling status, they get covered. So this design enables all children to be included, those who have never been to school or have dropped out, as well as those who are in government schools, private schools, religious schools or anywhere else. So that is the second part in methodology. Also what you can do is talk about, write in a flow chart methodology can be written with the help of a diagram or a flowchart, or at least headings that you're covering in methodology. They can be written with this form. And for example, if you're writing 5 to 16 years of age, so write down age group as the heading and then write down 5 to 16 years of age as one of the parts of methodologies. Then information on schooling status is collected for all children in the 3 to 16 age group. For children starting from 3 years of age to 16 years of age, it is asked from them that whether they are enrolled in any school or preschool type of activity. And for children in the 5 to 16 group, they are tested in basic reading and basic arithmetic, solving division and subtraction problems and basic reading. For example, a class 3 student might be asked to read and decipher a sentence of class 2 book. So that is being carried out, and that's all about methodology. What you can choose to do is this age group that we covered here, 5 to 16 years age group, and its interlinkage with RTE, that can be one of the points in your methodology if you want to have some innovation here. Then in the body paragraph 2, we need to analyze the data that has been brought out by ASER. So yes, the data that has been brought out is, they say that there are more children who have enrolled in schools in the 6 to 14 years age group in the last 4 years, which means the dropouts that were seen after the pandemic due to COVID, they were temporary. So this analysis part, this first data that involves a lot of analysis, this is important because in the COVID-19 pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we thought that there would be a lot of dropouts and a lot of children would be forced into child labor, or a lot of girls would be forced to get married at the age earlier than 18 years. But that has not happened because the enrollment, the children who have enrolled in schools in the age group in the last 4 years, that has increased. Again, this data relies a lot on extrapolation, though this is the most reliable data available on scale. This is not the exact data. This is sampling, this is a sample survey of few rural households, just of 7 lakh children that has been carried out only for rural area. We do not have any data for urban area through Pratham Foundation coming for us. So yes, only rural area, and that too just a few households. Not all children have been covered, but yes, ASER reports have been used as very trustworthy sources. The extrapolated data, it actually represents the true picture of the country that has been admitted by the government as well. So you can definitely quote this in your answers. Then talking about government schools, since people were having a lot of financial crisis, there was businesses were shut, jobs were being lost, so people have shifted their children who were probably studying earlier in private schools to government schools. So government school enrollment, the proportion of children enrolled in government schools increased sharply from 65.6% in 2018 to 72.9% in 2022. This means that the economic pressure brought in by the pandemic has led people to move their children out of private schools. And the first 2 points, they talk about increased enrollment. The first point talks about that on average enrollment percentage has increased, but then ability of children, foundational level literacy, ability of children to do basic arithmetic or carry out basic reading tasks, that has actually reduced. And thanks to the pandemic, yes, we were people resorted to education through the digital media, through video calls, through Zoom platforms, but not everybody, not all children had access to mobile phones or any types of gadgets to attend classes online. So that has been reflected in this report itself. So that could be because of the digital divide also, that could be also because children were not able to attend school, so a lot of care, or and they were already under a lot of pressure, so teachers have been very lenient with moving children from one class to another, passing them. So, but the ability to read text and solve basic arithmetic problems among such children seems to be on a decline. So, that foundational literacy levels, they have gone down. And as per the findings of ASER, they have gone down to 2012 levels. And 2012 data, they gave us, some kind of findings, and the percentage that has come out with regards to learning outcomes of children this year in 2022, previous year, that is almost equivalent or even lesser than 2012 data. So that was the impact of pandemic that can be seen. The percentage of children, now we are talking about exact data, the percentage of children in class 3 in government or private schools who were able to read at the level of class 2, a class 3 student who could, the percentage of students in class 3 who could read a class 2 textbook, they dropped from 27.3% in 2018, that was already very low, not even 30%, to 20.5% in 2022. So only 20% of class 3 students can read a book that was meant for them in class 2. So this decline is visible in every state, irrespective of which state we are talking about, and for children in both government and private schools. And yes, so moving on to the next part, we'll talk about some data on arithmetic also. The second data, it talks about the proportion of children in class 5 who can read a class 3 textbook. Yes, class 2, yes. The proportion of children enrolled in class 5 in government or private school who can at least read a class 2 textbook, it fell from 50% in 2018, 50% is still fine, but for a class 5 student to be not able to read class 2 textbook, that again is a question mark, and now it has come down even lower to 42.8%. Then nationally, children's basic reading ability has dropped to pre-2012 levels, as I talked about it, reversing the slow improvement achieved in the intervening years or pre-pandemic years. It was improving since 2012 or since 2005. These levels, they were going up every year, but this is for the first time in the history of ASER that we've seen such a bad drop. So drops are visible, and these drops are visible both in government and private schools. And then we talk about arithmetic levels. Nationally, children's basic arithmetic levels have declined over 2018 levels for most grades. So basic arithmetic, subtraction and division, that is where they check children for. And till 2018 it was still fine, but now they've dropped to less than 2018 levels. And now the important thing here to note is that though the foundational literacy levels, they've gone down, but foundational literacy levels in cases of reading have gone down more as compared to that in arithmetic or basic mathematical calculations. This is because while families, they are taking out, they have they have put their children back to government schools, they have resorted to going to government schools, they have resorted to put their children to government schools as compared to private schools to save money, but these are the same families which are now sending their children to private tuitions. And in private tuitions, two subjects are mostly covered, science and mathematics. So in mathematics, in case of arithmetic, when we assess children, the levels which have gone down, they're just like around 2018 levels, but your reading levels have gone down to 2012 levels. So that is the drop is not very bad as seen in case of arithmetic. Also, there is something positive that comes here, that it was it was thought, or it was at least presumed, that girl students, children who are actually females, they might see a huge dropout from school, because whenever a financial crunch is seen in the family, it is the parents tend to take out their girl children, take their girl children out of schools, and especially in the age group of for the age group of 14 to 16 years of age, these girls are these girls drop off out of schools, and then these girls are married before they even reach the age of 18. So child marriages, the number of child marriages, that goes up in India. But in this case, it has been seen that in 2018, the number of girls who were out of school, that was 4.1%, but now it has come down to 2%. So that those apprehensions, they have been laid to rest, and that is a positive development that has been seen in this case. Then yes, this was about all the student based data. There is school based survey also, that what are schools investing in, do they have a physical education teacher, do they have a playground. This report, the answer focuses more about student based data, or the data that is based around children and their participation in education and their basic learning levels. So that is what it was about. In the conclusion, just focus on the importance of ASER report, and just say that there is this teaching at the right age, teaching at the right level. Right now what we focus on is teaching at the right age, that if a child is, let's say, 5 years old or 6 years old, then that child is fit to be in class 1 of school. But teaching at the right level focuses on differences between learning levels of children, that all the children who fall in the same learning level category should be put in the same class, whether they are doing good or bad, and all the children who do differently, they should be put in a separate class. And this division of classes, that should be based on teaching at the right level, rather than specifying a particular subject or book for a child based on his or her age. So this is something very innovative that ASER always brings out. So ASER data tells us whether where most children are getting stuck, so that resources can be allocated accordingly. Since this report is mostly annual, so budgetary resources can be allocated accordingly. At the district level also, planning with regards to education can be done more efficiently, since they bring out latest data of the previous year. Children from different grades who are at the same level of reading ability can be grouped together, that is teaching at the right level. ASER has had a major influence in bringing the issue of learning to the center stage in discussions and debates on education in India. So yes, we see a lot of articles floating in the newspapers. So ASER by Pratham Foundation, this has made a great change in India regarding learning levels in India. ASER data, it has been used in many reports such as Niti Aayog's 3-year action agenda for 2017, 18, 19, 20. Then Economic Survey of India also, and World Bank World Development Report of 2018. You do not have to write about all these reports, just tell them that yes, this data is very much, legal and very much relied upon by the government also, because the government does not carry any survey at this level on foundational learning. So yes, that's your entire answer. The full answer is available on rajayesacademy.com. Look for question 172 on rajayesacademy.com in the mains answer writing section that appears here. So yes, question 172 and its answer both have been uploaded. After finishing this video, just try to write your own answer if possible and post the answer on our website in this comment section as early as possible, so that our team can evaluate those answers. And I'll see you with another discussion tomorrow of Seize the Mains at 9 p.m. Till then, just stay tuned, keep working hard, and all the best.